All right, Drew, you want to do it?
Yes.
Go ahead.
What's up, guys? Good morning. Welcome to my Friday.
No, Parish Construction and Roofing.
Yes, Parish Construction and Roofing.
Good job. Old habits die hard for some of us. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Friday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuild.com. Unique Physique.
We're going this way.
UniquePhysique.com.
This way. Go this way.
Go this way? Where are we going?
Yes.
We are going to New St. Lillian. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Okay, y'all, it is an in-transit edition, so we're going to set the phone so we're safe. Beautiful panoramic sunroof view there. Courtesy of the Volkswagen Atlas Crossport. If we get to a red light or something, I'll check comments, etc. I do need to get one of those mounts. I've looked at several different ones. I haven't found one that I really like, but I need to get a mount for the car. Anyway, all right, y'all. So it's Friday, rainy day. It's supposed to rain all weekend. That's a bummer. I mean, when you're partner in a roofing company, the rain is it's a good thing, you know, so to speak. It means the phone's ring. It's like I tell y'all all the time, there's only two ways to find out if you got a leak. One, let us come do a free no obligation roofing inspection, or two, wait till it rains, get water in your house. Anyway, all right, y'all. Red light. Damon Gilmore, Tiger Diver, Melody, good morning. Jordan, what up? Randall, good morning. How do you think the Saints O-line will hold up against the Panthers D-line in the Dome? I'll get to that here. Brian, what's going on? Rick Hess, Cliff, good morning. Trey Fish, good morning. Did you get a chance to watch the first few minutes of Swagger's podcast? I did not. Dylan, good morning. Getting to some of those while we're stopped.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Drew. So, couple things here. I'll get to the question.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Drew. In the description, I have Juwan Johnson.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Drew. Moving from cornerback to
Hi,
running
Daddy.
back. Hi, Drew. He'll say hi, Daddy 10,000 times in a row. Doesn't matter how many times you say hi back. He's just going to keep saying, hi, Daddy. Hi, Daddy. Hi, Dad. I remember when Drew was intubated.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Drew. When Drew was intubated in the hospital when he was a baby, you had a breathing tube. And so when you're intubated, you can't speak or make a sound. So like he would cry like a baby would cry, but it would just be like,
Yes,
like he couldn't move his vocal cords, so there was no sound. And Eric and I were always, we wanted to hear his voice. We wanted to hear him make sounds like any parent would. And I remember Dr. Olatoya, who is an amazing man, a gift from God to our family and so many others. He kind of jokes like, "Be careful what you wish for." Anyway, I think about that a lot. So Brian Kelly, when he met with reporters on Thursday, and it's a bummer because those Thursday news conferences are always like after practice on Thursday, so it's usually like 5:30, 5:45, 6 o'clock, right in that range, depending on how long practice goes. So I never get to go because I'm always on air finishing up the show, right? So, Brian Kelly with I got to get a foot mount. Brian Kelly was asked 4 times. I'm just gonna hold it. It's easier to hold it. Brian Kelly was asked 4 times about the running backs. Go listen to Locked On, by the way. If you didn't hear Locked On LSU yet today, go listen to it or watch it. You'll hear, because I worked through how Kelly was asked about it. So the first time he was asked a very nondescript question about the running back, position and the running game, like the running game, where do you go from here? And Kelly kind of took it very open-ended, but took it more to say, like, how do you improve the running game from USC? Anyway, so the next question was about the numbers, without how your depth at the position without John Emery. Well, he didn't talk about depth at the position. He talked about John Emery, which he should have taken the time to do. I absolutely endorse. Well, the third question was like, would you consider moving someone else there? You're getting a little more pointed with the question. And Kelly says twice, no, we're good with the 3 guys we have. We got 3 good guys, and maybe we'll consider something down the line. Hi, Drew. And then another question came in about the running back position. And finally he goes, all right, so y'all just going to keep asking me. We moved Juwan Johnson to running back. So if you don't know who Juwan Johnson is, he's a true freshman. And he has been playing defensive back, played defensive back all in fall camp, was recruited as a cornerback. But at LCA, Lafayette Christian, Juwan Johnson played quarterback. Now, he's a dual threat. Like, this is one of those situations you see sometimes in high school where you just take the best athlete on your team and put him at quarterback. That's Juwan Johnson. Juwan Johnson, during his career at LCA, took them to 4 state championship games and set the Louisiana high school record for career yards, over 14,000 total yards, and career touchdowns at over 100. I think he had 171 touchdowns. Hi, Drew. Oh my God! Like, are you trying to cause a wreck, you dumb person? This morning, Scone, I didn't curse. People are stupid. Anyway. So you're talking about a guy that, like, 2 years ago in the state championship game, had like 500 yards of total offense he accounted for. He had a Jaden Daniels Florida game. Anyway, my point about Juwan Johnson is he is a really dynamic athlete with the ball in his hands. Really dynamic. He was just never going to play quarterback at this level. Almost like Russell Shepard. If you remember, Shep was a guy that was an amazing athlete, so good that he ended up playing almost a decade in the NFL despite going undrafted, never really having a position in college. They tried him at quarterback, a running back, a receiver. They moved him all around. Love to see what Russell Shepard would do in a modern offense. Hi, Drew. Anyway, so Johnson was like a top 10 cornerback in the country, even though he didn't play cornerback. He's just that good of an athlete. He was Mr. Football in Louisiana last year. And so all throughout fall camp, Juwan Johnson's been working at cornerback. And honestly, they shifted him to where he was working at the star position, backing up Major Burns. That's primarily where we saw him. And later in camp, we started to see Javid Toviano work at the star as well. And remember, you heard Brian Kelly this week when he was asked about the cornerbacks. He talked about 5. And it was sort of in context of Zy Alexander. So we're going to ramp Zy Alexander up. And so we have Zy. And he said you'll have Sage Ryan, who's in a versatile role. And then you got Ashton Stamps, J.K. Johnson, and Jair Brown. The question was kind of in context of J.K. Johnson and Jair Brown. But Kelly said it's those 5. Like, those are going to be the 5 we use. Didn't mention Juwan Johnson or anybody else. So it makes a lot of sense that if you're looking, going, all right, we are really thin at cornerback, And I'm sorry, we're really thin at running back. You got 3 scholarship players. You got this really dynamic athlete who is buried on the defensive back depth chart right now, and you're so thin at running back that you need options. Move him over there. Okay. So this weekend with Nicholls coming in, I am really excited to see Caden Durham and Juwan Johnson. I mean, that now tops the list of what I want to see against Nicholls. You're a vastly physically superior team. You will name your score in a game like this. What I really want to see is the offense go score a lot early so you can get the starters out of the game, and the second half can be all young guys backups. And yes, I want to see Ricky Collins at quarterback, but Gordy Linden Rush III. But I really want to see how it works out with Caden Durham and Juwan Johnson, both those guys getting reps at running back, because I think you got 2 dynamic young guys that could maybe add a different dimension to the offense. So that is really, really interesting. Please smash the like button if you would. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post, and all that good stuff. In transit edition, we a little later start this morning because all of you who are parents can relate to this. Let's just say we had an explosive diaper situation this morning, which created a very big mess. And my mornings are very regimented, like time-wise. So whenever something derails the schedule for 15 to 20 minutes to deal with that situation, you know, things change. So, notably, Drew's diaper. So anyway, that's why we're in transit today. So there was another question there about the Saints offensive line holding up against the Panthers defensive line. Remember, the Panthers have turned over like half their roster. There's no Brian Branch, which is I can't believe they let him walk. It's just, I mean, quarterbacks, cornerbacks, elite rushers, left tackles, like the quarterback and the people that most affect the quarterback, the left tackle, the edge rusher, cornerback, like it's so bizarre. Like they're so hard to find elite ones that it's just almost unfathomable when you let them get away. But anyway, so Jadeveon Clowney's there in Carolina now. They had signed Caleb Monchasson in the offseason, but cut him out of training camp. So, you know, last year we saw Trevor Penning draw the matchup against Arden Key in the opener when the Saints played the Titans, and that did not go well. So now Taliesin Fuanga very likely is going to be drawing Jadeveon Clowney, who's, you know, older in his career now, but still a very good player and an elite dynamic pass rusher like he's been for his career. I mean, the Saints tried to sign Clowney a couple times, but anyway, go this way, and that way. So how does the offensive line hold up? I mean, remember, Carolina's also got Derek Brown. I kind of worry about the interior. I mean, as much as we could talk about Clowney or, you know, the tackles with Fuanga and Penning, but I mean, I would say the interior trying to block Derek Brown is just as big a concern. You know, Ruiz, Lucas Patrick at guard. I mean, McCoy's really good at center, but at least you got Buffering. There we go. We're back. A little traffic on this rainy day. Appreciate y'all for being here. Reminder about our friends at Brock Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. You need orthopedics, go to Brock Parish Construction and Roofing. You need a roof. Of course, with the rain being what it is, this is a reminder for a lot of people. Opened my car door today. Apparently, I got a leak on my car somewhere because there was a puddle of water right at Drew's feet over there. So that's no bueno. Any Hoosers. Key, what's up? Randall. Irfan Sayad Gamogan. Oh, my bad. PJ Woodland. That's right, Joel. Sorry. Woodland's the other corner. I forgot. Woodland was the other one. Yes, he did mention PJ Woodland. My bad. So I think he said 5. So the 5 he mentioned, and then Zai, in addition to those 5. So, so please smash the like button if you would. Unique Physique. Sorry, I forgot to mention at the beginning. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Semaglutide, tirzepatide. It's the weight loss shots, right? The people say Ozempic, but Mounjaro was the name brand for tirzepatide. But semaglutide, tirzepatide, those are the medicine names or whatever you call it, the generic names. You want to learn more? You can do the whole thing over telemed, so you don't have to go in to Unique Physique, and they can ship your medicine anywhere in the country. And there's no contracts ever, so whenever you want to stop, you stop. No contracts. So Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, and Crystal Poche over at Restore Motion. I gotta go see Crystal. My back always gets jacked up whenever I go stay in a hotel bed. It's just that the Aria was beautiful, and everyone said the beds were so comfortable. For me, I just did like whenever I'm in a hotel bed, it just messes up my back. We're going to New Saint. You know what else is a bummer? Because it's supposed to rain all weekend, I wonder how the rain might affect the home opener, which is a little bit of a... I need a mount.
Whoops.
Got to get a mount.
Whoops. Whoops.
Seth, good morning.
Whoops. Whoops.
Close to... sorry, that was... Okay, congratulations, Lowosky. Close to graduation. Seth said, have you ever been to South Carolina? Making the trip next weekend. Awesome. Yes, Seth, I have. I've been to South Carolina. And for those interested, by the way, the LSU Alumni Association Traveling Tigers are making the trip to South Carolina as well. So if you're interested in going, I like the South Carolina trip a lot, Seth. Now, it's been a while since I've been because LSU just doesn't play there often. I went in 03. They played there in 08. God, is that the last time they played there? Because they were supposed to play there in 15. But if you remember, that's when they had the flooding in Columbia, and so they moved the game to Baton Rouge. That ended up being Steve Spurrier's last game. Remember, he retired mid-season after that game. I think is 08 the last time? 08 might be the last time LSU played in Columbia. I think it is. I think 08's the last time LSU played in Columbia. In 12, South Carolina played here. That was a great game. That was Jadeveon Clowney and Devin Taylor and Marcus Lattimore and Stephon Gilmore. A really good South Carolina team. I think they were ranked 3rd in the country when they came in here, and LSU beat them. But I don't think LSU made that return trip in 13. I think so, man. Yeah, I think the last unless if I'm missing a year, y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I think the last time LSU went to Columbia was 2008. And that's when you remember the referee made the tackle on the South Carolina quarterback. I think it was Steven Garcia. I don't know if it was Garcia. Anyway, quarterback was running and the ref kind of body checked the South Carolina quarterback who was running. Anyway, yes, Seth, to answer your question, I do like Columbia. Columbia's a beautiful town, first and foremost. The weird thing about the stadium is the stadium isn't on campus. It's a little further from campus. The environment's really cool. I mean, Columbia, South Carolina, even when their team stinks, they pack that place. I have not been to a day game there, so I don't know what it's going to be like at noon Eastern. But the other thing too is while the fans love their team, my experience is very good. We tailgated, had a great time, and they kind of left us alone. Like it wasn't this real animosity-driven, it wasn't like Florida or Arkansas or like places that are just atrocious to go. I thought South Carolina was great. I think that's one of the better trips in the SEC. Fun stadium, good fans, usually a winnable game. Yes, I think South Carolina's a great trip. So I hope you enjoy yourself. All right, please smash the like button, subscribe. Let's see if there's any I'm missing. Let's see, Madam is post game. How do you feel about them still putting Sage at corner? Yeah, like the thing with Sage Ryan now is Sage you could play 70 defensive snaps. He could make 68 amazing plays, but the 2 plays where he doesn't make the play, LSU fans are only going to point that out at this point. Sage Ryan is not a great cornerback. He's not. His natural position, hi, Drew. His natural position is safety. Hi, Drew. His natural position is safety, and he is not. Hi, Drew. And he has not gotten to play safety during his time at LSU. When he came, he had a.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Drew. Came to LSU, had a hamstring injury. Cost him half of his freshman season. Ended up playing more nickel, which is not a great role for him. This year, last year, he played corner out of necessity because nobody else could. This year in spring, he trained at safety the whole spring, and then in fall camp, they moved him to corner out of necessity. Probably because they're pretty good at safety. And they needed help at corner. But I think a great option would be Zy Alexander comes back, and you can move Sage Ryan back to safety. So anyway, I also think the LSU coaches know their personnel. And if they had a better option at corner, they'd be playing that option at corner. And they don't right now. But maybe guys can keep getting better. Randall. Derek Brown had 100 tackles last year for the Panthers. That was the most tackles from that position since they started keeping stats. Yeah, he was an absolute monster at Auburn. He's a monster in the NFL also. I just don't think the Panthers are very good. Saints are a 4-point favorite, and they better win that game. Gregory Gordy, morning, Matt. Awesome job on Locked On. Thank you, Gregory. I appreciate it, man. If you haven't checked out Locked On LSU, I would greatly appreciate it. Like I mentioned to y'all before with Locked On, Gordy Linden Rush III. Locked On, there's no salaries. So we don't get paid. There is no guaranteed base anything with Locked On. It is a straight revenue share from the advertising, which is directly correlated with the downloads and the listens and the views and stuff. So candidly, audio, the podcast is better for us than YouTube, but YouTube is totally fine too. So if you would like to watch YouTube, that's great as well. But both would be better. But either way, if you could, if you have time and you wouldn't mind going subscribe to Locked On LSU podcast and let everybody know, that would be awesome. I'd appreciate it greatly. Let's see, Mike Bobo for Georgia unleashed hell in that Clemson defense in the second half. Yeah, it wore him down. Georgia's better. Georgia's a better roster than everybody.
Who is that?
You tell me who is that?
Miss Alyssa.
Miss Alyssa. Hayes Domang, thoughts on how the defensive line is going to rotate against Nicholls? Would like to see more McKinley. Yeah, Hayes, I think you're going to see – I need to go check the participation chart to see if Don McKinley even played a defensive snap on Sunday. I don't know if I'm sure he played in special teams because he's, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's one of the personal protectors. But I need to go check my notes again. But I don't know that I remember him playing a defensive snap. And they rotated a good bit on the defensive line. Like we saw Paez and Guillory and Lee and Washington. They certainly played Parashan both at end and inside. So I don't know that I remember seeing Chemo or Suggs played 31. JVR Suggs played for sure. I don't know that I remember seeing Chemo or Don McKinley. But yeah, this would absolutely be a game where you get up big and the whole second half is just rotating guys. So, all right. Cliff, good morning. Lemon cookie season. It is. I'll remind Erica. Jerry, good morning. Good morning, Jerry. Hope all's well, man. Great to see you here this morning, Jerry. Hunter Bam used the Locked On code to secure my Oklahoma tickets this morning. Awesome. Thank you, Hunter. Appreciate that, man. So yeah, Locked On has a sponsorship with Game Time, which is a ticketing app. If you haven't used it, there is a code. It's Locked On CFB, and you get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply and all that stuff, but you can use the code Locked On CFB. So thank you very much for that. Okay, y'all, we're here. Let's wrap this thing up. Y'all have an